Good morning, I'm Lynnie Jada. Today I'm going to present the effects of using the first language on learning English as a second language. For this presentation, this will be the presentation outline, which is the introduction, literature review, method, findings and discussion, and then lastly, conclusion. In this research, it has been found that student ability to learn English as a second language is affected by the methods and practices used by the teachers when in the classroom. And researchers have primarily focused on ways to improve classroom environment by influencing what instructors do in the classroom. The objective of these studies are to, number one, to identify of not relying on first language to learn a second language. Number two, explore the role that pupils' native tongue that may play in their proficiency in English, and determine on heavy influence of language 1, L1, that it can limit exposure to ESL. As a research was conducted that corroborates previous studies by showing that students L1s are widely used in the classroom and that teachers frequently resort to students L1s when interacting with students who have low competence levels or when conveying crucial information. And according to a global research by Hall and Cook, all educators leverage their students' native language. Researchers can take on stances on the use of L1 in the L2 classrooms, where the L1 should not be used. L2 use should be maximized, or equal amounts of L1 and L2 can be used. And some studies have reported that students were against employing L1 in an L2 setting. The method used for this research is using quantitative, where a survey was given to the respondents through Google Form. And based on McGurk and O'Neill in 2005, opinions on questionnaires being a credible way of gathering data. So that is the reasons why we use questionnaires for this research. And a total of 111 students from 5 different departments at a Politeknik in Sabah. A few examples of these departments are departments in civil engineering, department in mechanical engineering, and department in commerce department. The findings and discussions that we have gathered based from this research, it can be found using these tables. Table 1, this is a descriptive statistic for attitudes towards teachers' use of Malay and English in the classrooms. In this finding, it can be seen that respondents prefer teachers to speak English when explaining concepts that are challenging. It is here based from the result that we have, findings that we have. Neutrals is the highest, which is 54.1. It means they're neutrals in the usage of English when explaining challenging concepts. And then only 23% agree with the usage of English by teachers in this classroom. And question number 2, it is necessary for teachers to speak English when introducing new materials. Again, the findings state that neutral response is 45%, and 37.8% agree with teachers using English when introducing new material. And question 3, necessary for teacher to speak English when conveying important informations. The same result, which is the highest, is neutral, where the student is neutral, whether using English or using the native tongue when conveying important information, which is at 52%. And question 4, preferring teachers to always speak Malay in the English language classrooms. Students with the neutral response at 45.9%, where they are neutrals on using Malay or not using Malay for teachers in the classroom. And question number 5, I do not like it when teachers speaks Malay. Neutral. The findings is still neutral, 49.5. It means that they don't mind that the teachers use Malay in the teaching English. Question 6, when talking with my teacher, I'm more comfortable speaking Malay. In here, for this, again, the finding is still neutral at 55%. And question 7, English should be used by students when talking to their teachers. Neutral response is 45%. And question 8, I want my teacher to permit the use of Malay by students. So again, the finding is on neutral at 60.4. In table 2, this is the descriptive statistic for attitude towards student use of Malay in English. For question 9, English should only be used by students when they are working on a task as a team. The response gathered here is based from neutral as well. 54% of the students are neutral in the use of English. And question 10, when talking with classmates, I do not use Malay. The answers is neutral or neutral. 46 is the highest, 46.8. Questions 11, I prefer my classmate to use Malay. The respondents choose neutral again as well, 68.5. And then question 12, I think I am better understood by my classmate when we talk in Malay. This one, for this, the finding is neutral, 42, the highest, and followed by agree, 39.6. In table 3, for question 13, it is essential to speak only in English in order to improve my English. For this, students strongly agree at 37.8. They strongly agree that it is essential to speak only in English in order to improve their English. Question 14, I understand English language lesson better when the teacher speaks Malay. This one is neutral. For this finding, the answer is neutral at 54. Question 15, I enjoy English language lessons better when I am permitted to speak Malay. Again, the findings is back to neutral at 64%. That is the difference between strongly agree, neutral, disagree, and strongly disagree is quite prominent here. And question 16, having a teacher who speaks English during lesson is an effective way to learn English. So for this, the respondents strongly agree with this statement, whereby 43.2 strongly agree with this. And in question 17, when the teacher is correcting my mistake, I prefer him or her to speak in Malay. So the students or the respondents are neutral. They responded as neutral at 48%. So conclusions, students succeed largely by drawing on their prior knowledge and making use of two languages in engaging manner. And the quality of subsequent utterances is unavoidably impacted by L1, which is also served to heighten awareness and facilitate ESL acquisition. Using L1 as an instrumental in the classroom saves time. It simplifies the difficult topic and eliminates misunderstanding. When it comes to grammatical parts of ESL, using cross-lingual references and code switching serves a communicative and functional purpose. L1 has facilitated classroom management, information exchange, meaning clarification, and group work. And L1 is one of the finest allies for learning a second language if it is used methodically, including minimal and restrictive use. So that is all for my presentation for today for my paper, which is the effects of using the first language on learning English as a second language. Thank you.